welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Okay, it's a small select group of runners today. Maybe we need to do some more advertising and make sure we get loads of people on next time. But we are in the middle of the Eddie Izzard challenge, so people are doing a lot of miles. Anyway, here we are. Welcome to the Film My Run video 5K. And we're looking at as many people as we've got on video. We've got 10 people running. Franca is in the lead at the moment. And then we've got Stephen Smith in second place. But there is Buenaventura, who is in third place. We've got Buenaventura on the stream. He is often out in the North Sea working on the oil rigs. But today he's running with us and he is a regular runner with Film My Run and on Zwift. We call him Ace Ventura after the Pet Detective video film. But Buenaventura is always with us and we love having him along. So he is in third place at the moment. We're running on the Paris course today. So there are two worlds and you can often get them confused. We've got Paris and France and they are separate worlds. France is like based on the countryside of France and some of the Tour de France cycling routes. But then we have another world which is completely separate from France. You can't get to Paris from France in Zwift. You have to log out and log back in again. We seem to have lost. Yeah, we'll go to Carol. We seem to have lost Ace Ventura there. We'll go to Carol. Where is Carol? There's Carol. You can't get to Paris from France. So this is a completely separate course called Paris. This is Carol Rushworth. Carol is in fifth place. and she is running in green on Zwift, but in pink in real life. Carol joins us almost every week, and we're very grateful that she does. Carol's heart rate is 145. So the idea of the video 5k, if you've not seen the video 5k before, just come along, set your phone up, set it up pointing at your treadmill, and we get you on the stream. We get you running live on the stream with us, so we can see what you look like in your pain cave. So let's go and have a look at somebody else quickly. So, sorry, say that again. Oh yes, is in the lead. So this is Jan Franke, who is in the lead, running at the moment. Running topless with yellow shorts and a nice green, a lot of green stuff in his treadmill, in his garage there. And he's from Canada, and he is currently leading the video 5k. He is in first place, running about 350 per kilometre, so nice and quick for Jan Franke. Very good, well done. No heart rate for Jan. Oh, no audio, no audio. Really, no audio? Who's got no audio? No, we've got audio, I think, yeah, it seems to be coming through, Phil. Seems to be coming through. So Jan Franke is in first place. Jason Mitchell says, I'm sorry, I've bailed out tonight, feeling washed out after a tough week and saving myself for Eddie's runs at the weekend. Yeah, no problem. And I know Clive was half thinking about joining, but I'm sure we'll forgive him for having the day off from the video 5k today, seeing as he did just run a marathon with me, with Eddie Izzard today. So we've just finished the marathon. And we've got Jan Franke there in the lead. I love the green going on in that garage, in that pain cave. Nice. And the bike up there hanging on the wall. That looks smart, doesn't it? So thank you, Jan. Good stuff. Henrik George. It's first time for Henrik with us. So this is Henrik. It's one of the first times we've seen Henrik. He's not with us very often. So it's good to have Henrik with us. Hello, Henrik. How are you? He's there, waving at us, and Henrik's wearing black in real life and wearing black on Zwift. Heart rate of 145 for Henrik, and coming up to the end of the first kilometre for him. Buenaventura is on 0.9 and Henrik George is on 0.9. Henrik from Denmark. Actually, heart rate is nice there, 140 as well, comfortable. So Stephen Smith is 14 years old and is in second place, but unfortunately we don't have Stephen's video, we don't think, which is a real shame, because it'd be good to be able to have Stephen on in second. So Jan Franke in first from Canada, Stephen Smith from the UK in second, Buenaventura from Spain in third, Henrik George, who we have on camera here, from Denmark in fourth. Let's go quickly again to Carol Rushworth in fifth. Carol running along the side of the River Seine in fifth place, just coming up to 1 kilometre done. We have somebody in sixth position, R. Egger, but we don't have them on camera, I don't think. The only other person we have on camera is Phil Trigg, I think. Is that the only other person? So this is Phil. Phil is a regular runner with us on the video 5k, wearing red in real life and red on Zwift, and is half a kilometre in. Oh, is that Steve Smith, not the young Stephen Smith? Thank you, Tina. All right, Tina says this is Steve Smith, not Stephen Smith. So we have two Steve Smiths on Zwift. Well, two that run regularly with us. Stephen Smith, who is a young lad, about 15 years old, and we have Steve Smith, and so we have Steve is a grown-up, older. Phil again says, all I see on Zoom is Victoria and no sound. So I don't know why you've got no sound, Phil, but we have got you on, we can see you, and it's all good. If you're just looking at Zoom, Phil, then obviously he can't hear this, can he? If he's just looking at Zoom, he won't hear anything. But you could talk to him, I guess. You could say hello, Phil. We've got sound on the actual. So I don't know whether Phil can hear that. But anyway, that's Phil in 8th position. And he is nearly at 1 kilometre. So let's go back up to Jan Frank at the front. So seeing as we've not got that many people running with video today, we could have a little look at some details about them, couldn't we? So let's just have a little look if we can find Jan here. So Jan Frank is 49 years old and he is 175 centimetres from Canada. He is a level 24 cyclist, so he's done over 5,300 kilometres of cycling on Zwift. And he is a level 21 runner, so top level runner, distance of 1,862 kilometres run on Zwift. That amounts to 6 days of running, almost 7 days of running, and 462 slices of pizza burned. Carol's just telling Phil he needs to log into the Film My Run stream to hear me. There is always a little bit of a delay. Yes, and he's built like a machine, says M on YouTube. He is built, he's pretty strong. If you look at his avatar is pretty bulked up and matches Jan's real life figure, who is pretty muscly, isn't he? And his avatar is matching the green of his room as well, yes. So Jan is in first. Let's go to Ace Ventura. So Steve Smith is in second. Shame we don't have Steve's video, but Steve... Actually, let's just look at Steve's details for 1 second. So this is Steve Smith from the UK. Unfortunately, his profile is private, so we can't see any information about him. Never mind. So we'll go to Ace Ventura. Ace Ventura is at 2 kilometres. This is Buenaventura from Spain. And he's 46 years old, 174 centimetres tall, from Spain. He is a level 15 runner, so altogether he has run 768 kilometres on Zwift. That's 3 days of running. 2 days, 23 hours, so virtually 3 days of running. 186 slices of pizza have been burned whilst Ace Ventura has been running. And his profile picture is of him and a mate. And as I say, Ace joins us as much as possible, but works on the oil rigs and is often unable to join us, so it's great to have him here. Let me just make him big. Give him full screen. There he is. Okay. I think his camera fell over at some point, so we couldn't see him for a minute or two. But he's set it back up again now, and he's running hard, running at 4:30 per kilometre and almost halfway. Jan Franke is over halfway now. Buenaventura is just under halfway, as is Henrik George. So let's just go and look at Henrik George. This is Henrik. Henrik is from Denmark. And let's see if we can find some information about Henrik. Henrik is 47 years old, 185 centimetres tall. So fairly tall. Cycling stats, level 21. Oh gosh, what's happening there? He's pointing the camera at his treadmill and round his room. There's his bike. He's a level 21 cyclist, 3,000 kilometres cycled on Zwift. And he's pointing at his screen that he's viewing himself on. He's running up the what's it called? The Rue de Rivoli. The Rue de Rivoli on the way back up to Place de la Concorde. And that's Henrik. And he is a level 21 cyclist, but a level 14 runner. 559 kilometres run on Zwift so far. That's 1 day, 22 hours of running. 152 slices of pizza have been burned whilst Henrik has been running on Zwift. And he is 2.6 kilometres in now, well over halfway. And he has overtaken Steve Smith. Steve Smith seems to have slowed down. So we've got Jan Frank in the lead at 3 kilometres, less than 2 kilometres to go now for Jan. Buenaventura in second, Henrik George in third, and Steve Smith is chilling out now. Seems to be relaxing or is too tired. Heart rate of 170 for Steve Smith, so actually he's been working very hard, so maybe he's just absolutely shattered himself out and is just chilling out. R. Egger, who doesn't have a country flag and doesn't have video with us, unfortunately, is running up the Rue de Rivoli in 5th place. Let's go back to Carol. Carol is right behind Egger. There's Carol. Vidar says, nice Zwift setup, Henrik. So Vidar's impressed with your setup, Henrik. Dylan says he's sorry he couldn't join tonight. Hope everyone has a good run. Thanks, Dylan. We'll hope to see you next week, buddy. I'll do some advertising for next week. Hopefully we'll get quite a few runners on next week. I know we've been neglecting the video 5k this week because we've been concentrating so hard on the Eddie Izzard runs, and they do take up a lot of time during the day. If you run a half marathon with Eddie, that's 3 hours of running. If you run a full marathon, it's 6.5 hours of running with Eddie. So those events do take up all of your day, really. Tina Beard says Steve cycles much more than he runs. Okay, so he's basically just got on running, hasn't he, Steve? So maybe he's pushed it a bit hard this evening, and he's just relaxing a bit now. Right, let's go to Carol and have a look at some of Carol's information. It wouldn't surprise me if Carol is a level 21 runner. Carol is 51 years old. I thought Carol was only 31 years old. Hey, Carol, do you like that? Yeah, I thought Carol was only 31. Running stats. Carol is a level 21 runner. She has run, get this, Carol has run 3,773 kilometres on Zwift. That is 16 days and 10 hours of running. Almost 700 slices of pizza burned whilst Carol has been running on Zwift. Let's just give Carol full screen. She likes that. Look at that. She likes that. Thumbs up. Yeah, right. Carol is a level 11 cyclist as well. 823 kilometres cycled on Zwift with an elevation of 9,700 metres climbed. So Carol does quite a bit of cycling, but a lot of running on Zwift. So thank you, Carol. Carol's always with us, and it's great to have her around, as well as Jonathan, Carol's other half. Right, we'll go and have a look at Phil Trigg now. So Carol is 2.8 kilometres in. Phil Trigg is 2.2 kilometres in. Well done, Phil. Phil has got an England flag. He is 46 years old, 168 centimetres tall. He is 2.2 kilometres into the run. He is a level 19 cyclist, so quite a lot of miles on cycling. Level 19, 2,351 kilometres cycled, and quite huge elevation as well for that distance. 25,000 metres climbed on cycling for Phil. He's a level 9 runner, 230 kilometres run on Zwift. That's just about a day, just over a day of running on Zwift. 42 slices of pizza burned while Phil has been running. He's just running up the Rue de Rivoli at the moment. And yes, both Avatar and real life are wearing red. So good to have you with us, Phil. Thanks for joining us. As always, Phil is often with us, so it's nice to have him there. So let's go to Jan Franke in the lead. Tina Beard says Carol also has an impressive ponytail, which she does indeed. Right, Henrik. So Henrik is about 4.3 kilometres in, 700 metres to go for Henrik. Let's get him on full screen there. So you can also see some other people. You can see my wife there, who is monitoring the stream. And you can also see Buenaventura, whose camera has just fallen over again. Carol Rushworth and Henrik and Phil Trigg. So pretty much everyone who we've got on video. Carol says, regarding the ponytail, Carol, she says, I look like a horse. Jan Franke in the lead still. Not far to go for Jan. 500 metres left for him. Pushing it hard. He is at 3:51 per kilometre. He's going to do this in under 20 minutes, we think. 17:46 at the moment. So he's got 2.5 minutes to get in. He's got 500 metres to go. So hopefully he should. Yeah. Let's just get him on full screen again. I'll turn off my playlist so it doesn't go to a different screen, and we'll watch Jan to the end. So Jan is 400 metres from the finish line, 18:11, 18:12 now. So he's pushing it. He's going to try and get in under 20 minutes for the video 5k here on Film My Run. 4.6 kilometres. He's 2.5 minutes ahead of Henrik in second place. So there's no chance that anyone's going to catch him in these last 300 or 400 metres.
Check it out.
Yellow shorts. Partially nude, as we discussed earlier. We had a very interesting conversation about what the phrase nude actually, what does it mean to be nude? Can you describe somebody as partially nude? We could possibly describe Jan as partially nude today, topless, but if he's in a hot room, it makes sense to run without a shirt on. And I don't know how warm it is in Canada, where he is in Canada. But he's just coming up to the end, rounding the Champs-Élysées with less than 100 metres to go now. Well done to Jan Franke, who wins today's video 5k by well over 2.5 minutes from Henrik George. It's a select group of runners today, but that's fine. You can only beat the people who are there, and there it is, 5k. Done for Jan. Well done, Jan. Brilliant job. So Jan's finished and he is shattered. Look, you can see how tired he is. And I can hear him as well. You won't be able to hear him on the stream, but I can hear him breathing heavily. And he's absolutely shattered. So well done, Jan. Great work. Right, Henrik George has 600 metres to go, so let's go and have a look at Henrik. So we'll watch Henrik to the end now. You can still see, in the small screens there, you can still see Jan recovering. He's just walking it out. Henrik looks comfortable. Vidar says, well done, Jan. Henrik has 500 metres to go, and he is now increasing the pace. He is running at 3:50 per kilometre. But does look comfortable. Heart rate is 162. So he's working hard, but perhaps not all out. I think he knows that he's got second place in the bag. He's 1 minute ahead of Buenaventura. Excuse me. Seem to have hiccups. You see? Oh yes, Henrik is sporting the Revolution Run hat. If you go into your garage, you might be lucky enough to have one of these hats. They are all the rage at the moment on Zwift. Looks like you're going exploring in the jungle with these hats on. Henrik is rounding the Champs-Élysées, the Arc de Triomphe now, with 200 metres to go, pushing it, and he will get in hopefully just under 22 minutes. He's got about 30 seconds, 35 seconds to do 200 metres. Can he do it? Can he get in under 22 minutes? He is running at 3:45 per kilometre. 100 metres to go in second place. Come on, Henrik. 20 seconds to go to try and get in under 22 minutes. 22 minutes is a great time for 5k. Yeah, and he's also, his avatar in black is matching him in real life. 5 seconds to try and get it. He's done it. I'm sure he's done it. Yes, he's done it. 5k done for Henrik. Well done, Henrik. Buenaventura, heart rate of 171 for Buenaventura, working hard. Hello, buddy. He is running at 5:48 per kilometre. 400 metres to go for Ace Ventura now. Stephen Smith says, well done all. Stephen, I did think you were running, but it's your nemesis, Steve Smith. Or your namesake, rather. Not your nemesis. Your namesake, Steve Smith, who's running as well in 4th place. I thought you were with us, Stephen. So Stephen Smith is the other Stephen Smith, who is 15 and is chatting to us on YouTube right now. Buenaventura has 300 metres to go. He's pushing it faster now, 4:30 per kilometre. Jan, you can still see he's recovering there. Henrik is just wiping himself down. So they've worked hard. And Buenaventura is pushing it to the end now. You can see he's looking to his eyes, looking to his face. He's working. He is rounding the Arc de Triomphe now with 200 metres to go. A heart rate of 162. He's pushing it. So that's zone 4. So it's not all out. Ace could probably go a little bit quicker if he absolutely had to. But he is comfortable in... well, actually, no, he's not comfortable in 3rd. He's had to push it because Steve Smith is catching him up behind in 4th place, but I don't think he's going to catch him. Buenaventura has had to just put in a little spurt of extra speed there to make it, and he has done it. And Steve Smith is coming in right behind with a heart rate of 178, Steve Smith. Amazing. 178 for Steve Smith. 179. We love Film My Run. Thank you, Ace. Nice one, buddy. Good job. Lovely. Thank you very much. And Steve Smith has just finished as well. And then we've got Egger, who's 400 metres to go. We haven't looked... Sorry, Carol is next. Yes, so let's put Carol on the screen. But we'll just have a look at Egger here, who we don't know anything about. Let's see if we've got any information. Ryan. So this person is called Ryan. They're 39 years old, and I think they're a pretty new runner. Oh, yes, look. Right, so Ryan Egger from No Country Set, hasn't got a country set, is only a level 2 runner. Level 2 and a distance of 5 kilometres. Total on Zwift. So this is basically doubling Ryan's distance on Zwift. This run today is doubling Ryan Egger's distance. So a big welcome to you, Ryan. I'm just going to type a message to Ryan on the screen. So bear with me a second. You're watching Carol Rushworth at the moment, and Carol is in sixth place at the moment. Paul Deering says, well done, Ace. Ryan, great to have you with us. Hopefully we can see you on video next time. Well done, Ryan. So Ryan is just coming to the end. Good job, Ryan. So hopefully we'll get Ryan. Ryan's a brand new runner on Zwift, so it's good to have a new person along. Hopefully they'll get with the swing of it next time and get on video. Right, Carol is just finishing as well. Oh, sorry, Carol. I didn't realise you were nearly at the end. Carol is just finished. Well done, Carol. Good job. 26 minutes for Carol. And then we've got another runner coming to the finish, TBBB. 4.8 kilometres, just coming up to the end now. 4.9. In 7th position, we don't have video for TBBB. Well done, Carol. Good job. And then Philip has 800 metres to go. So this is Philip Trigg just running up the final section of the Champs-Élysées, and we'll get Philip to the end. We'll see Philip to the end. He's got 800 metres to go. There's Philip. Philip deliberately always comes in comfortably last because Philip likes to have as much time as possible on camera, milking it for the video exposure. Steve Smith says, keep going, everyone. Steve, can we have you on video next time as well, please? It was good to have you in the run, but we need your video next time. Buenaventura says, thanks, Paul. Paul Deering says, well done, Ace. He says, Buenaventura says, I need to lose weight, but it was fun. Thanks to all Film My Run runners. I can't see where he's saying it's crashed. Oh, right, okay, apparently, so Zwift crashed for Ace just at the end. Oh, Phil stopped running. Phil, you've had a dropout. Phil stopped running. I don't know why, but he's had a dropout. Can you see that, Phil? You've had a dropout, buddy. You need to, if you can tell him, yeah. He's just standing, waiting to get moving again. John Shaw says, well done all, hope you're having a good run. Michael Hasser says, well done everybody. And Neil Messenger says, well done everybody. Hopefully, guys, we can have some of you on next week. We've had a select bunch this week, but that is because we haven't really been advertising it at all. So we do need to get on and do some advertising for the video 5K next week. Phil, I don't know if Phil has crashed. We've got Carol on again. Has Phil completely crashed, or is he just... It might be that Phil has crashed. I think he's just going to have a look and to see what's happened. Buenaventura says it crashed whilst he was saving the event. I think... We can't hear you, Phil. Sorry. We need to unmute him. I don't know if he can unmute you. He can unmute himself, or I don't know if you can unmute him. Okay, so we can hear Phil now. Phil's saying Zwift is still running, but we think he's got a technical dropout. What you said, Dick? But yeah, so technical dropout for Phil. Henrik George says thanks all. Buenaventura says thanks Victoria. Carol says well done everybody. So you can see Carol just drinking, having a drink there. So we might call it a day then, Phil, if it's all right with you, unless you think you can get yourself going quickly again, and we'll see you to the end. So we're just basically waiting to see what happens with Phil. If he can't get going again, we will say goodbye, and we will see you next week for the Film My Run video 5K next week. If Phil can get going in the next minute or so, we will watch him to the end. He says he needs the magic touch. Buenaventura, see you next week, buddy. Thank you. He's going again. Okay. Right then. Sprint to the end, Phil. Sprint to the end. We'll watch you. We'll stay with you. Leo says, I was that fast you didn't see me finish. Leo has to rest. He is injured, or at least he's got a little bit of pain. So Leo Loughran didn't take part today because he is suffering a little bit with some calf pain, I think. So that's why he hasn't joined us today. Normally, he would be firing on all cylinders and trying to win the race, but he wasn't able to join us today. Phil has got moving again. He's got 500 metres to go, and he's just going to push it a bit to try and get to the end, but we will stay with you, Phil. Don't worry about that. We always like to make sure we see everybody to the end if we can, unless people do crash out and have a total disconnect from Zwift. There have been some major outages from Zwift recently in the past few days. There are so many people now joining Zwift. They did increase capacity about 3 years ago when we had a big increase in numbers, but since the pandemic hit, we've just had an absolutely massive increase in numbers. Double the users now on Zwift that there were this time last year. So Zwift are having to increase capacity once again to prevent some very weird goings on screen. So if you do see anything weird, runners disappearing or riders disappearing or parts of bodies disappearing, parts of avatars disappearing, or total crashes in game, fear not. Zwift are on it. There will be an update. There is an update coming this month which should take care of the problems, but yeah, just bear with it for the time being. So here comes Phil, 200 metres to go. He's just about to come round the Arc de Triomphe. There we go. And Phil will finish the video 5k in about 31 minutes. Good job, Phil. Right, so encourage your friends, talk to your friends. Come and join us again next week. We will do the Phil My Run 5k every week. We will try and do a little bit more advertising and make sure we get some good numbers. And apologies because we are so engrossed in the Eddie Izzard challenge at the moment, particularly me having to dedicate a lot of time to that challenge. Not that I don't want to, it's fine, but obviously we've got lots of other things that we do on Zwift, and the Eddie Izzard challenge does take up a lot, but it is only this month. We'll be done by the end of the month, and then we'll get back to normal again. And it's something to keep us tied over during the sad month of January. Philip has finished. Philip has crossed the line. 5k done. Well done, Philip. Thank you very much. Well done, Carol. Well done, Henrik. Well done, Jan Franke. Well done, Steve Smith. Well done, our new runner, Ryan. And everybody who took part today. Thank you very much, everybody, for taking part. Really enjoyed that. And we will see you again for another Phil My Run Video 5k next week. And we'll see you tomorrow for more Eddie Izzard fun. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.